Hello, everybody. Good evening. Come in, come in, come in. Welcome to Africa Thrive Live. Come on all in. Get yourselves comfortable. My name is Naomi Kirungu, as you can see on your screen. So delighted to have you. If this is your very first time, welcome. If you're joining us again, thank you for coming back. Yeah, I'm based here in Nairobi, and I'll be one of your hosts today. Yeah, so welcome to all those people who are watching us from Facebook, from YouTube, from LinkedIn. Good evening or bonsoir if you're joining us from Francophone Africa. Drop a line on the comment section and just give me a wave or say hello. I'd love to give you all shout outs. So thank you for taking time to join us this evening. Like I said in the beginning, go ahead and get comfortable. We are going to recap this year that was 2020. We have a few more days left, I think 13 days. So we're gonna just highlight that from the spotlight of an African entrepreneur. And we have such great conversations lined up for you today. So to have this conversation, I'm joined by my colleague, my sister friend and co-host Irene Okoye. Hi, Irene.
Hi, Naomi. Oh my goodness. Can you believe we're almost at the end? It's been such an interesting year. So as Naomi said, my name is Irene Okoye. I'm based in South Africa. We represent the African Management Institute. That's what AMI stands for. And we promise you before the end of this conversation, if you don't know about us, you will get to know more about us intricately and how we benefit you and how we exist just to serve you as the entrepreneur. So as Naomi said, shout out, tell us what you're happy about, tell us where you're listening from. If there's anything you want to share with us, please feel free. Naomi, I know some people might be wondering, is the show just about you and I? What are we going to be doing? So set some context about today's discussion.
Yeah, so today we are not going to have our guests as usual, but we're going to look back at the kind of guests we've had, get to talk about what we've learned. So if you've ever missed a session, today is the day you just get the recap. Yeah, you know those people who like to read executive summaries in a report or something. Today we're going to give you an executive summary of Africa Thrive Live. If you've missed, we're going to try and recap all that. So today we'll be, like I said, recapping 2020 in the context of the African entrepreneur, and we'll get to spotlight some of the businesses that navigated, survived, and even thrived in 2020. So to start us off, I'd like us to watch this quick video that highlights how we've supported SMEs so far this year. So let's watch this.
Tell us who you are and the organization you work for. So Margaret, please introduce yourself.
Hello.
Great. Yes. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, how are you?
Wow. You can't see me.
I can't see you. You need to come closer to the camera.
My name is Naomi Kirungu with the African Management Institute, AMI. At AMI, we have a simple mission, which is to enable ambitious businesses from across Africa to thrive. We have an exciting opportunity for entrepreneurs across the continent, such as yourself, to take advantage of, and allow me to share more.
I'm Jonathan Cook, and it is my privilege on behalf of the African Management Institute to welcome you to this recorded reflection. You may be beginning your day with this, or participating later in the day, whatever time it is, we are delighted to have you with us.
We normally do when SMMEs come to us for debt finance or for funding.
There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be approaching investors. And like I said, sometimes this search for an investor it's a search for a partner.
Failure is part of success, and without fail, you can probably not succeed. That is what I strongly believe.
Please unmute yourself and shout hello in your language. I know we have Rwanda, Malawi, there's all Uganda, different countries.
Hello.
Who's in Malawi? Muraho, Rwanda.
I, Guse Vivian Probude, am African Entrepreneur of the Month.
I'll just say don't give up. If you are determined and you're resilient to the cause that you are trying to solve, just don't give up. If it works, they might not really work it out when you expect it to work, but overall they will.
Oh, wow. I don't know about you, Naomi, but I have the feels right now just watching it. So much nostalgia, so much pride, and just thinking about what one of the entrepreneurs has said. Things may not work out right now, but they will. Just hang in there. And I'm so proud of all of you and all of us, basically, for making it this far and sticking with each other. It really has been a year about empathy, about community. It has been a beautiful year. And with the theme of community in mind, we want to help you as an entrepreneur. We exist for you. And like I said, you'll get to know more about what we as AMI do. But one of the things that we would like for you to be part of, if you haven't already subscribed, is join our Thrive community. It's you will find like-minded individuals. You'll have an opportunity to network with them. And you'll also be able to access and plug into some of the resources that we have available for you. So if you're wondering how to do that, the link will be displayed shortly. Please join our community. Let us, I call it ride the wave together, because we can do so much together and join this community and be part of the family.
Yeah.
Naomi, I see there's a lot of people who are watching and tuning in. I'm just wondering, do you mind just reading some shout outs and some hellos? I see we have Yvonne Mashita saying hi.
Yeah, let me read some. Yvonne, thank you for waving. Ian from Zambia, thank you for joining us. Essay Resilience, lovely to see you again as well. We have William, he's the CEO of TS Media in Zambia. Thank you, William. Noeline Zawadi, thank you for joining, Noeline. She's going to be part of our conversation in January. So it's really, I just spilled the beans there. So it's really exciting to have you here. Thank you, Jerry, for joining. Abdirihin, he says, thank you all guys for inviting us in this live forum. We are very enjoying. I'm Mohamud Said from Kakum Refugee Camp, founding manager of Somali Seed Product. Wow, thank you so much for joining us today. I see Jerry is joining us from Liberia. Look at that.
Wow.
Lady JMK, Spring and Bell Services. Nice to see you again. We've seen you here a couple of times. We have Gautam. He's from India. Welcome. We have, this is a South African name. You know, Irene and I were having a conversation, and then I was telling her, you know what, Irene, I'm having load shedding. Yeah. So it's a very popular phenomena here in Africa, where our electricity just goes off because it's scheduled. Yeah. So we have scheduled power cut. but in South Africa, they call it load shedding. So thanks to this forum called Africa Thrive Live, here I was telling Irene, we have load shedding. So I'm doing the live from the office today, but yeah, it's good that now back to why I said that there's a South African name here and I'm going to try and pronounce it. If I don't get it right, Irene, just help me. So here it goes. Nkalo. No.
I think you got it. Nkalo, I think you got it. It's from Malawi. Awesome.
Oh, that's Malawi.
Good job. Yes.
It's
still in the South.
Yeah, it looks like a South African name. I just love how I've learned new things about South Africa, and you've learned the things about us, and everyone in the community learned so much.
I feel like it's really been a beautiful time where we've had opportunities, especially you and I, to work through projects together, collaborate, despite the fact that we're in different countries, and share with a lot of entrepreneurs from across the continent, you know, whether it's West Africa, East Africa, South Africa. It's been really great. And it's also been great for us to challenge ourselves, get out of the comfort zone, get to know other people's languages, and just basically extend beyond our borders.
Yeah, like Irene, do you remember when we had this guest from Enda? And they did a video and then they said, in our language, Enda means run or go or something. And then everyone was like, no, that's our language. It means this is the name. And everyone was claiming that name. Little did we know Enda is like a big Bantu name that means different things in different places. So it's really, Africa Thrive Live has really taught me, just as we recap, that we really are one. And a lot of things have happened, but I think the opportunity that has come is we've been able to just see how we are all the same, and we have so much in common, and that has just been spotlighted. Anyway, I'm digressing.
No, that was beautiful, and that's the essence of what I was talking about. So Naomi, we started from, I'm not going to call it the bottom, hey, but you know that Drake song, we started somewhere when we conceptualized Africa Thrive Live, what we in-house call ATL. So you were one of the hosts of Africa Thrive Live before I joined you. But just walk us through what it was. What was the idea behind Africa Thrive Live? What were the days like when we started on Instagram? And sorry, before I even go there, I know I'm posing a lot of questions. I'm very interested in just finding out, how do you get into the mojo, into the mix of things before you go live? For me, I breathe. I do a lot of breathing exercises. How do you do it? And then walk us through the early days of Africa Thrive Live.
Yeah. Okay. So you want me to talk about how Africa Thrive Live all started, but before that, talk about how I get ready to get on the show.
Before you go live, what is that moment like?
I don't know. It's first figuring how this is Africa, so you have to really plan. Like today, I didn't have power, like I said. So it's just, I don't know, how do I get ready? I think it takes the whole day to figure, because what we do appreciate is we have entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs are busy people, and they're going to spend 40 minutes of their time today listening to us. So we have to make sure we prepare content that will be relevant and that will be worth their while. So we are always looking for guests or having content that, will be worth their time. And then other than that, figuring out my lighting and what am I wearing, and I don't know, all those things. It's just me, you and Ashley. So that's how it looks like. For those people who might be wondering, it's not just about coming live. There's so much, and I'm sure a lot would appreciate to just coming live on the show. It does take a lot. So back to where it all started, the question you asked about Africa Thrive Live. The video that has played earlier really projects, we knew we needed to act fast when COVID hit, because the numbers were saying entrepreneurs will be the first to be hit, small SMEs in Africa. So, and when we went back to our alumni then, or people who were in our programs, one thing people said is, we want the opportunity for us to talk, not to be spoken to, but for us as entrepreneurs to speak to one another, and also to just network. So it was less around some expert coming and teaching something, because no one has survived the pandemic. So we knew we needed to act fast. So Africa Thrive Live started as a conversation with entrepreneurs. And when we're speaking with Ashley today, getting this ready, I was like, I hope she doesn't find one of those pictures of those old days.
And I hope she did. I hope you found it, Ashley.
And we were just, oh gosh, yeah, that we started on Instagram. We started on Instagram before StreamYard and YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. We were on Instagram and we're having conversations with 20 people, Irene, 20, 15 people. Now the viewership of this show is just not, it's something that you can come watch later, and we have like 400 people who watch. So it's been amazing, but our focus has always been, this is a platform for entrepreneurs to come and speak and share conversations. So that said, on the comment section, please write to us if you've attended Africa Thrive Live before, or listened to one of these shows or any AMI program. Just write things that have stood out for you this year as a recap, things that stick to you, things that you will remember. Would love to get to hear some of those. Yeah.
That's awesome, Naomi. We really started just humble beginnings, just trying to get conversations going. And we had awesome guests who we would just call in a wimp and say, hey, we really need to discuss this. This is a topic that our entrepreneurs are requesting. And that's how the show has really grown to what it is. Something that I would really like for you to touch on is the why behind why the why behind AMI. Why do we exist? Why is it important for us to talk about the support that we're providing for entrepreneurs? Why do we center everything that we do around the entrepreneur?
Yeah, gosh, Irene, I don't know why I feel like the guest on this show. That's I should be like, Irene, I'm the one who asked the question, not it's like anyway. That's a very important question. Why do we do what we do? And at the root of why we exist as AMI is because we are here to equip businesses with practical skills. And that's because we believe skilled people, because equipping practical skills on businesses is all about equipping the people working in those businesses with skills. Yeah. So we do believe that skilled people build thriving businesses, and thriving businesses go ahead and create meaningful jobs, quality jobs. Yeah. And quality jobs drive prosperity and dignity. So when we are transforming a single business, we're actually transforming Africa. So that's our thought process. That's why we exist. It's because we want to create meaningful and quality jobs, and we want to build prosperity for people and dignity for people, and that in turn just turns into a prospering and a dignifying Africa. So that's why we exist. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, brilliant. You would be an awesome guest anytime.
Yeah. So back to me being the host. Yeah. So guys, on the comment, continue to tell us things that have stood out for you this year that you've had on this show, or that you've had in any of our sessions we've had, or that you've even had, or that have had in other places, or that have really spoken to you this year. Please write on the comment section. Would love to just feature some of those and get to learn from each other and bring you part of this conversation today. So it's me, Irene, and you guys are our guests. You're part of our guests today. Yeah. So Irene, we've had these conversations for a while, and I'm telling people to speak about what has stuck for them. What has stuck for you?
Wow, there's been a lot, and I honestly feel so privileged to have been able to listen to some of the guests that we've had, who have all been brilliant. And I'm just going to quote a few, not all of them, and I'm not saying they're my favorite. I'm just saying these are the things that quite made an impression on me, and it's great that we had these amazing people just come through and share so willingly. For me, it was Rory and Irene Kano. So not Irene me, Irene Kano, who was a guest on one of our show. She reminded us that our authentic stories matter. We were talking about how to tell our stories authentically, and that's one of the things that stuck out for me from that discussion. And Rory went on to say, we're dealing with humans, whether they're suppliers, whether they're customers, it really is about humans. And we need to remember that at the center of everything we do in our business, it's humans. She also used a quote that really stuck out for me, Naomi, and she said, I believe so much in what I offer as a marketer that I would say I would say stick on the idea that I have and set me on fire if you have to, because I believe so much in what I bring in the story that I tell. Somebody else that a couple of people was Peter and Travis. They reminded us that failure is part of the process. And if there's anything we can aspire to be, is to make an impact that is greater than ourselves. Imagine that. Like for me, that was so profound, because they were not just talking about themselves and the great businesses they've built. They've each done such amazing work, but they were talking about how they want their impact to go beyond them and be able to make a difference.
Yeah.
And then in closing, there was one person that I found really inspiring, and it's the last guest that we had, Theo from Batu Shoes. He reminded us that African entrepreneurs have something to bring to the table. We can innovate, we can create world-class products, and we should be driven by the desire to make a difference. Theo spoke about how for him, it was just about his love for sneakers and thinking, how can I help my community through what I do, my passion for the business that I do, but also my passion for my community. So those are the things that stuck out for me. Naomi, I'm quite curious. What were the moments that stuck out for you?
Yeah. So I see, before I speak about mine, I see now, actually, you can bring up Meko's name. This one I'm not going to try. Here I was thinking I can pronounce all South African names. This I don't think I can, but I'll use her.
I think it's a click, but it's Zolisa. I think it's a click, but we'll go with Polisa. Poliswa.
Yeah. So she says that it's Rice and Jonathan Cook, or the Survive to Thrive program. I see on another comment. Tell us what are you learning in the Survive to Thrive program? Would love to hear that. And Adeyinka, thank you for joining, and thank you for all those who are joining now. Feel free to share. So for me, Irene, I can't say I've had one particular guest who one thing that was said. I think every single session I leave having learned so much about entrepreneurship, about running a business, about being a human being. Yeah, so it's just great. But I think one thing that has stuck for me for a while has been one of the very first sessions we did with our co-founder Rebecca, and there was a statement that said it was around raising capital for business and raising financing for business, and that's a key thing for entrepreneurs. Yeah, trying to get cash for your business. I remember one of the guests said financing or getting cash flow into your business, either from a loan or if you're raising capital, is not the solution to a bad business. Yeah. So, a lot of times when we are stuck with our businesses, things are not working, and we're like, oh, I think money would solve my problems. One of the guests who has been in the industry for a while said most of the time it's usually a mental problem and a structure and system problem, and then finance just comes to sort of like put fire in the grill. Yeah. So I think that really stuck with me, the fact that let's not get stuck so much in raising capital and trying to get a loan and figure out the system and processes, and then that money comes and just sets the engine on fire. So that really, really stood out for me. I see someone is saying here, Hanga is saying, I attended the business survival boot camps. The tools had been really helpful. The AMI WhatsApp community also helped when we had a discussion with Mr. Lebo Pasha. Shout out to Lebo about business challenges. Yeah. So if you're part of the Thrive community, there are WhatsApp groups, there are mentorship opportunities. There's so much. So it's great to hear that. SA Resilience is saying, I see South Africa is really represented today. Shout out to Irene. And my Kenyan folks, feel free to comment as well. I learned that we need to be resilient and need to adapt, be ready to change and listen to the customer. Great. So keep your comments coming. Tell us what has stood out for you this year. What are you learning? Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, and really, it's so great to hear like the different when you hear about these entrepreneurs that we had as guests and how they were talking about the different aspects of their businesses, whether they were talking about failure, just the authenticity of it. for me, it makes for great listening, not just as somebody who's interviewing them, but at the end of the day, taking a nugget from that. And that's what it's really about. And you've alluded to this, Naomi. Africa Thrive Live is really about the entrepreneur. It's not about AMI as much as it is about the entrepreneur. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to hear from our entrepreneur, our Thrive community. We call them Thrivers. So if you want to join this awesome community of Thrivers and find out what's happening, how they get to network, that's where you need to be. And it's been great to just listen to some of the resources and platforms that they've been able to plug into. So take a listen to their journey and what they've been doing.
Opportunities kept coming or started popping up during the lockdown, the pandemic. One of them was the AMI bootcamp and the Rise and Thrive opportunities. And I keyed into them. I heard, like it was, should I say, I was exposed to virtual mentorship, and I get to hear real life experiences from entrepreneurs, from mentors, from different people. So I kept picking. I had jotters. My jotters, they are full, like with ideas, tips. Like I just, it doesn't never end. It just does not end.
I have to admit, the one that was really memorable was hearing from Siru, just because she is a fempreneur stroke mompreneur that I was like, yeah, okay, I can see how I can grow into that. That was so nice to hear from her, how authentic she was as well. I enjoyed speaking to several of the people who are in the group that we're in, the WhatsApp group that we're in. People like Toba, who he's from Nigeria, but I constantly see his status and how he's progressing in life. There's people who've also reached out to me, and we've sort of just talked a little bit about services that we provide. So what it's really done for me, one of the highlights is just getting to know more businesses out there, and sort of understanding that even though we're from different countries, different backgrounds, different histories, ages, we are facing sort of the similar problems that we're all trying to solve. And so coming together as a community has really been able to, first of all, welcome me even more. So I'm like, okay, I'm not alone who's facing this situation. There's all these other people. But also getting to hear from prominent people in their business sort of talk about, I have the same struggles and this is how I've solved them.
Recently, about a week ago, we talk about forgiving people and letting go. Because I've observed that if you keep having issues with people, they bog you down and it's going to distract you. So you need to let go. Even if the person you have even an angry heart does not see it that way, you just need to let it go to have peace of mind. And another thing I also learned during the morning rise is resilience. Jonathan Cook talk about resilience, and we need to be resilient, especially this tough time that we are in, so that we will not give up on our plans, on our big dream, big goals.
Yes, Irene, it's great to hear from other entrepreneurs and to see that this community has entrepreneurs just like those who are watching and listening. And it's not just Irene and I, it's really a whole community trying to build thriving businesses. And part of Thrive, like the last entrepreneur talked about forgiveness, you realize that entrepreneurship is a journey and it involves even your own personal well-being as an entrepreneur. Yeah, so there are all these structures and systems that you have to put in, but the Thrive community is a place where we embark on all those aspects around building our businesses, personal wellness, and all that. So it's great to just hear some of the take homes that they have. Yeah, so I see Lady JM is saying part of the things she's learned from the conversations we've had is collaborations and networking has been the revolution throughout this COVID period. That's very true. I remember our very first guests, we had Nairobi Garage and I think Meta, and they talked about how collaboration has sort of replaced competition. Yeah, and surviving is all about working together. And I see Blessmore, you've joined us from Zimbabwe. So welcome all those who are joining us just now. And let me just put in a disclaimer here, Irene. We did something. So we usually have a weekly newsletter, as you all may know, and we told our Thrive community to post in their profile so that we can get to profile some of the businesses. And we had overwhelmingly so many people who featured, who talked about their businesses, that we couldn't put that into a 40-minute production that we usually have for Africa Thrive Live. So because of that, what we will do, that feature will be published on all our social media pages. So you'll get to see your business profile there, because there are so many African entrepreneurs, and we want to give you an opportunity to profile your entire business if you did your submission. So for those who know what I'm talking about, if you saw the newsletter and you put in your submissions, you'll see that on our social media pages very, very soon. Yeah. So let me just read one more comment, Irene, and then I'll hand it over back to you. I see Judith watching us on LinkedIn is saying, what stood out for her is one of the shows around August, you had guests discussing financing for SMEs. It was a great eye-opener for me. Entrepreneurs have had tenacity, not giving up, even when their requests are rejected. I have me hope. That's Judy in Nairobi. Thank you so much, Judy. And it is indeed true. So keep your comments coming around. What are the silver linings you've had this year? What are you learning? What have you had part of these conversations? We'd just love to get to spotlight some of those. Yeah. So yeah. Back to you, Irene.
Wow. There's so much that has happened in 2020. Sometimes I keep asking myself, did that happen this year, or was that part of last year? Because it's been an interesting year. And the year has been described in as many words as unusual, business unusual, new normal. Like, those are the new terminologies that we're using. And it's an interesting place to be. But one thing that I really just want to applaud everybody for is basically surviving. And I thought about thanking ourselves. I know a lot of us think, oh my gosh, I'm not winning at this thing called life. Other people have learned how to bake. Other people have opened new businesses. Other people seem to be thriving, but I may not necessarily have moved from where I was. But I want to just thank you. I think you need to just pat yourself on the back for literally surviving for this long, because it's been an incredibly difficult year for a lot of people. But you surviving, I want to use the words of Snoop Dogg. In case you're not into rap, I'm not going to be rapping. I don't know how to rap, but I will read an acceptance speech that he did a couple of years ago, I believe 2 years ago. And he said in his acceptance speech, he thanked himself. And I'm hoping that as you listen to this, you can thank yourself as well. Last but not least, I want to thank me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work. I want to thank me for having no days off. I hope you actually do have days off. I want to thank me for never quitting. And I hope you thank yourself for never quitting. I want to thank me for just being me at all times. And that's what I hope that anybody who's listening to us today can just take away from our conversation, that this year has tested our resilience. This year, I feel, has stretched us. If we're a rubber band, this year we have known how to bounce back from being pulled in different directions. Some of us have learned how to homeschool and work from home, and sometimes fight with the kids while you're trying to have a meeting and the kids want this and that. It's been an interesting year of you're on mute and you're not on mute. I can't hear you. I can't see you. It really has been a year, Naomi. It really has been. But for me, as I reflect on what survival means and what thriving for me has meant this year, I want to look at it from my hairdresser, the eyes of my hairdresser. What's really beautiful about my experience during the pandemic with my hairdresser was how it all started. You know, when lockdown was declared in South Africa, and personal care and services such as hairdressing had to be paused, people were losing their income. It was basically somebody who rents a chair, right, at a salon. That's how most of them work. And all of a sudden, the beauty industry has been put on hold. There's nothing happening. You can't get that kind of service legally, at least. And so literally, she had no income for that time. And as a customer, you're also stretched and you're not sure how you can help. But it was what happened. And that's the story of many businesses. Some had to pause. Some had to let people go. Some had to start thinking about how self-preservation, what I call self-preservation, which is basically looking at your income, looking at, okay, so my income is being it's either in jeopardy. What do I do? The scenario planning that we were doing in our boot camps helped a lot of people sort of wade their way around it. And it was that kind of scenario where she was also looking at, okay, so if the lockdown continues for a longer time, what's going to happen to me? How am I going to survive? How am I going to feed my children? And then one thing that as a customer that I found quite interesting, Naomi, is communication really improved. You know, from a point, and I was telling you while we were prepping for this, my hairdresser took it, like, I wouldn't say she took me for granted as a customer, but I mean, in terms of how she communicated to me before, it wasn't necessarily about, are you going to come for an appointment? It was just like open-ended. I'm sure you will come for an appointment. But she got very intentional in how she was communicating with me. It was a more, I would say, very humane and empathy, and she would ask me, how are you? Where are you? How are your parents? And I believe this is a story of most entrepreneurs. And we've had discussions with entrepreneurs in a network where they became very intentional, because now you don't have the in-person contact with your customer. So what you're depending on is a message and maybe social media to put it out there that you're still available or that you're still providing this kind of support. And that's what she was doing with me. Again, something that I found quite interesting, Naomi, just looking at it from my hairdresser's point of view, was I was also empathetic because I understood where she was coming from. And she also retaliated the same. So it felt like we had become, it was not just a customer, a client relationship. It became more of a community, that I understand the difficulty that you're going through as a business or as a supplier. You're not able to meet my needs, and not because of any fault of your own. And a lot of businesses found themselves there. So it was a point of, let me pause, let me think what I can do. And then we got to a point where most economies started opening up. And now she was able to, start slowly inculcating things like, she found opportunity too. So that's the beauty too. She found opportunity in that, she was like, okay, so now the economy is opening up a little bit. Are you comfortable coming to the salon? There are restrictions. You would have to obviously make an appointment if you want to come and see me. Otherwise, I'm happy to come to your house. So we could see a lot of businesses were also in the same thinking. So they were looking at ways how to meet their clients, their changing needs, because clients have also changed. Customer profile has changed vastly. People who operate, schools will tell you. Now that people are homeschooling, I remember there was a whole debate in South Africa, and I think in most African countries, and even with suppliers that are in the education industry, Naomi, where they were talking about how difficult it is to convince the parents to still pay school fees, even though the kids are being homeschooled. So those are the things that I believe that our entrepreneurs have gone through. I've just used the example of my hairdresser, but I believe this speaks to a lot of how businesses and entrepreneurs were interrupted during the pandemic, and even now in the new normal. I see hope, and I believe that. And I always believe, this is one thing that I'm very passionate about. I believe that there's humanity, there's so much goodness. Sometimes it takes a pandemic. I hope it doesn't take another pandemic to remind us to still be humane and to still remember our sense of Ubuntu, what we call in South Africa Ubuntu, which is just you are, I am because you are. And so that's where I believe that the entrepreneur has found themselves. I would say they're surviving, they are thriving in the different phases. And I keep looking at it from the point of somebody on a surfboard. The wave comes, it knocks you down, but you keep going. The bigger the wave, knocks you down, but you keep going.
Yeah, wow, I love that, Irene. I see Sehu on LinkedIn is saying, it has been a great year despite the pandemic, which prompts me to ask the people who are watching us, How about you just take a moment now in the comment and tell us, have you been, so Irene has talked about how we've seen entrepreneurs who, such like her salonists or others who survived, managed to really survive. So this year, have you survived? Have you thrived? Sehu, tell us, how have you thrived? What opportunities have you seen? For those who've survived, tell us, how have you managed to survive? Like I said, we are all about learning from each other. And Irene, I want to do something, yeah, because I think running a business is hard, yeah. And I just want to acknowledge the entrepreneurs who are watching us. And I want you to, I can't see you, but I'd love for you to do this. So Irene, we're not in one of those workshops, but I think there's so much power in speaking. What in the power to our speech. And I'd like you to read whatever Snoop Dogg said, whatever, we'll try and not remember who said it, but those words I think are very powerful. And I'd like us to repeat after Irene. So Irene, I'll be your audience, and assuming everyone else will do it. Even if your kids are watching, your workmates, just say it, yeah? Assume you're getting the end of the year and you're getting this award, and these are the words you're saying. So Irene, we are ready. I hope you're all ready, yeah? So I'll echo what everyone is saying, and we're going to repeat after you.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right. Last but not least.
Okay, last but not least.
I want to thank me.
I want to thank me.
I want to thank me for believing in me.
I want to thank me for believing in me.
I want to thank me for doing all the hard work.
I want to thank me for doing all the hard work.
I want to thank me for having no days off.
I want to thank me for having no days off.
I want to thank me for never quitting.
I want to thank me for never quitting.
I want to thank me for just being me at all times.
I want to thank me for just being me at all times.
There
Yay! I hope you all
That's the power of affirmations. Just reminding yourself. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And as we speak about this session, spotlighting some of the businesses that we've seen survive or thrive, would love to feature you as well. So keep them coming. So let me speak about the businesses that I've seen that have really inspired me around survival. So we have a program that we have as part of the community. We have a lady who's called Ivy that I got to meet thanks to one of the programs that we have. So that's a picture of Ivy. She's based in Senegal. And Ivy was a manufacturing business, and she ran a manufacturing plant. And I believe she made soaps and detergents and all those things. And of course, when the pandemic hit, she switched off her lights. She closed the business. And then quickly after, she realized, oh, there's an opportunity. And she started making hand sanitizers. And a lot of people at that time would say, oh, now everyone is making hand sanitizers. You know, there'll always be naysayers. Oh, now everyone is making hand sanitizers. Everyone is making masks. But she went ahead and did it. And it was able to generate cash flow for her business. And she kept her staff. And was able to pay them. And I think it's spotlighted a lot of businesses that I've seen like that. Like here in Kenya, what I saw is a lot of people who were driving, for instance, and now there was no one on the road, made their cars like mobile kiosks. So they were selling food off their booths. And it's easy for someone to see you on the road and say, oh, I've seen you on the road, but it's paying your bills. Yeah. So I just really acknowledge the entrepreneurs who had the audacity to grab the low-hanging fruits in their businesses and generate cash flow. So that really, really inspired me, for all those entrepreneurs who grabbed those low-hanging fruits. Yeah. And just to project for businesses like, I believe it's called Zehad, for those businesses that thrived, some businesses saw opportunity. And everyone you know, Irene, every single person you know, including your parents and maybe even grandparents, are using Zoom. And I had a quote by the CEO of Zoom. He's called Eric Young. And he said, he first saw a picture of the Prime Minister of the UK taking a screenshot of his cabinet meeting, and he instantly went on a frenzy. He called his team and he said, in his interview with CNN, he said, Zoom is not only a business communication company, suddenly it's becoming an infrastructure company. how did we get here? Yeah. And he was having sleepless nights because he was so worried about cyber security. Yeah. A lot of governments, people. Yeah. So in as much as people thrived, businesses thrived, I believe that still came with sleepless nights. Going after those opportunities needed a lot of grit. So just want to also acknowledge businesses that thrived during this season.
Wow, that's fantastic, Naomi.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of comments coming in, so keep them coming in before I read them out. I just want to, you mentioned Zoom, and I remember a lot of people had such tech phobia, and it's not just, older people. I believe even younger people, because we're so used to the way we converse with each other that we didn't think we would be doing business virtually. We didn't even think we would be studying virtually. And we had so many moments. I think you've seen in the clip that we played at the beginning where somebody was like, "You can't see me." The video is off, but you can't see me. And then there was, "I don't know how to switch off my video. I don't know how to switch it on." There were sessions at the beginning when we were doing business survival boot camps where somebody would be having a private call and they're not aware that they're on a private call and on Zoom at the same time. There are a lot of embarrassing moments. And of course, they gave birth to, trending words like, for 2020, you're on mute. And Naomi and I are so guilty. we are guilty on every platform, even on StreamYard. Sometimes when we're doing this live series, we go on mute a little bit, and then, we forget that we need to unmute ourselves. So it's been really a remarkable year. In all ways, whether it's businesses that pivoted and they were able to increase their service offering or their product offering, to those who just decided, maybe I need to relook at my whole strategy. And for me, I believe that it takes a lot of self, internalization, and it also takes a lot of bravery. That's the word I was looking for. It takes a lot of bravery to get to a point where you say, you know what, this is not working, but I'm brave enough to admit that and look for help. Because there's a lot of other ESOs and entrepreneur support organizations like us that can provide support, whether it's emotional, whether it's about your wellness, whether it's financial. So it's been great to see how entrepreneurs have really gone out to seek information. When all the webinars were out there, I have to say that I could see, a lot of entrepreneurs getting as much information as they can. And that's brilliant.
Yeah. Wow, I see. Let me just read a few comments. Ian Katongo is saying great affirmation. So thank you, Irene, for doing words of affirmation. Maybe we should do that every Africa Thrive Live next year.
I don't know if Snap is doing it more, but we'll see.
Sehanga is saying, I appreciate AMI for showing us that we can come together to support one another by sharing our experiences, also leveraging technology from our businesses like Facebook, WhatsApp, not just for fun. Yeah, so that's great to read all that. So Irene, what really stood out for you this year? What's the one thing, and everyone in the audience, maybe let me rephrase that. What's the one thing generally, not just business-wise or something you've learned from AMI, just what's one thing that stood out for you this year? If next year you are put in a podium and told, say, one sentence or one word that really stood out for you in 2020, what would you say? Would love to read from you. So please write that on the comment as Irene shares. What stood out for you this year?
Wow, Naomi. For me, it's simple, and it's really summarized nicely in this Ellen Hopkins quote that I'm going to read. Sometimes the little things in life mean the most. Really, it really has been about, if I can make it to a workout that day, I really feel like I'm winning. Having a job, having a roof over my head, having good health, and, having family, simple things for me like those have meant the world in 2020. Because I think 2020 has revealed how easy it is for us to lose what we hold on to, whether it's a job, whether it's family, whether it's our friends. It really has just cemented the fact that we need each other and we need to just appreciate the little things because they mean the most. Wow. What about you?
Yeah, and I'd love to read people's comments. For me, I think 2020 in general has just spotlighted what we knew really mattered, or what I knew really mattered. Things like good health, family, the fact that we are there with our children. Now we learn them a lot, or our pets or our plants, whatever, or our extended family. and having enough also. If at some point this year, before things open up, you'd have been stuck with all the extra things you had. Remember when we were all running to the supermarket to buy tissue paper?
Yes.
It just hit you that
panic
this
buying. And
yeah,
it was a lot of African countries, and not even African, everybody in the world was actually doing panic buying.
Yeah, and we're buying food and dry food. I think we realized how little we need to be happy and to survive. Yeah, the big house or the car or the vacation house that you have, like, I can't really use them. We're all stuck at home, and discovered new essential services like internet maybe, and you just realize how little you need to be happy, or how little you need to actually survive. And sometimes we can be stuck in things that don't really matter. Yeah. So I think 2021, those in Kenya know why I'm talking about 2022. It's been put in our heads because it's election year in 2022.
Election, yes.
We digress. So what has stood out for me in 2020 is good health, family, and just being content. Yeah.
Wow, that really is beautiful. I think, let me just take one. I'll take two, and then Naomi, you can take the rest. Thank you, guys, and keep your comments coming. Tell us what you found, what has stuck out for you, one takeaway from 2020. John Caregua, if you could just put that up. Ashley says, wonderful and relevant discussion. We shall overcome. So true. We will definitely overcome. We will keep riding the wave together. And then Lawrence and Jay here. I survived and thrived too. Wow, beautiful. Survived as I got stuck in Ethiopia exploring the market for my business. But we did an outgoing preparation session that there was a chance of challenging experience, and it would be up to us as entrepreneurs to turn it into our heads and have a rewarding exchange experience, or not, and have a distasteful experience. So that's just the power of choice. I applied the former, and I was so mind blown by how it worked out for me. Even started making sales in an unfamiliar market. So that's how I survived. Wow, Lawrence, that's inspiring. Naomi, I see we've got more. Do you want to take a couple more?
Hanga is saying what has stood out for him or her is together we can conquer, and no one is an island indeed.
So true.
Then I see, John put his company address. Feel free to do that, guys, as well at the comment section. Feel free to plug in your business. Ian Katongo is saying 2020 reminded me of the need to refocus and recreate every now and then. Wow. Yeah, that's really good. I see, let me read a final one. Carlo, he's saying one thing that stood out for me was the unity that people, the entrepreneur community and friends showed in general. The lockdowns, look at me trying to read it from my phone and it's on the screen. Thank you very much, technology. The lockdown and economic problems brought a lot of us together from all different parts of Africa in brainstorming our way forward to break through the year. It has been wonderful and encouraging year despite the COVID setback, indeed. And we finally realized, I think maybe we needed to hear this as Africa, there is no solution to our problems. We are our own solution, because no one had survived a pandemic. So there was no external help coming to help us. We had to really figure out how to protect our countries, how to build our businesses. So that's just mirroring what he said.
So true, Naomi. I just want to add a quote that just resonated with what you said now. And I'm not sure who the author is, but it says, we're the ones that we've been waiting for, because most of the time as African entrepreneurs and just African people, we do, wait for aid and we wait for people to help us. But I think what this pandemic has shown us is that we're the ones we've been waiting for. We can actually find our own solutions. So that has been the beauty of this time as well. Naomi, I see we've got more comments. I don't know if you want to go for it.
Yeah, let me just read one more, then I'll hand it back to you, Irene. There's another one saying, another thing that stood out for me is taking time to rest and relax. Life is too short to do everything you think you want to do. My memories of holiday carried me through these difficult days. Yeah, so I hope during this holiday period, let's take time as entrepreneurs to break, to breathe, and just like you said in the beginning, appreciate ourselves and treat ourselves and just relax and rest and get some sleep. Yeah.
Wow, it's been a fantastic time. Naomi, I don't know about you, but I am forever grateful for this platform and for the guests that we've had that have been so willing to share their stories. I mean, you guys, we've called on those people. We've asked them to leave their busy schedules and join us for an hour. Most just commit their time with no expectation of any kind. And really, they've made this show what it is. And most of you, the entrepreneur that tunes in every single time, you who has supported us when we were on Instagram, and here we are, and we're still growing, and we're growing together. And it's really beautiful, and it has been humbling for me and Naomi to be able to have this platform and to share every single time with you. So as we look to the new year, I just want to encourage you to keep surfing. Get on that surfboard. The wave is going to come, but you're not alone. We're all cheering you on. AMI is here to give you as much as we can to support you along your journey. There's a team. There's a bunch of angels, if you want to call them that, if you want to take it to church. There's a bunch of people that really want to see Africa thrive, and we mean that with every bit and with every meaning of that word. So it's been my pleasure, and it's been Naomi's pleasure. Naomi, do you have anything to say before we go to the next?
And I see someone is saying that they got referrals in areas that they didn't expect. So it just brings so much joy to my heart that this community that we are building is people are getting businesses and building their businesses with that. And although you see Irene and I on screen, we are surrounded by an amazing tribe of people who make it possible. We tried and tell Ashley, just come. You always hear us talk about Ashley. Maybe she can come on the screen for a brief second. It will probably be the only time she'll ever come on the show. She would be the one to bring herself on the show. So I'm going to give her 2 seconds to just say hello to everyone. And I don't know if she will.
Yes, Ashley is our producer, and we're hoping that she can come on air. Yay!
Yes, that's Ashley. She makes all this possible. So you'll see Irene and I on screen, but we are surrounded by an amazing tribe. And other than Ashley, they have a very special message for you guys. So let's watch this.
Hi Thrive community, I'm Kate from AMI Kenya. I'm just here to wish you happy holidays as we end this year. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we shall see you when the new year begins.
Hello, this is Denzel, the resident graphic designer at AMI. Just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year filled with prosperity.
Hi everyone, this is Kirsty from AMI South Africa. Just wanted to wish you a very, very happy holidays. For those who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Hope you have a restful break and a wonderful new year. Bye.
Hello, this is Priscilla from AMI Rwanda, wishing you happy holidays and a prosperous new year.
Hello, how are you all doing? My name is Martin, Program Manager, African Management Institute. I just want to say Feliz Navidad for all those who are celebrating Christmas. If you aren't, I just want to wish you a happy holidays and a prosperous 2021. May you keep learning, keep growing, keep thriving, and thank you for partnering with us this year.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Oli from AMI, and I just want to wish you, your firm, and your business team the happiest of holidays and a thriving 2021. Please stay safe, have fun, and enjoy.
Hi everyone, wish you a very happy holidays and all the best for 2021.
Hi Thrive community, my name is Nsuta. I'm part of the AMI team. I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Enjoy your holidays, bond with your families, but most importantly, keep safe.
Hi Thrive community, my name is Monica, and from me, the AMI team, we would love to wish you all a happy holidays. Please stay safe and let's make the most of this time and just be with our family, friends, and loved ones if possible, of course.
Happy holidays, Thrive community. Bonjour, chers entrepreneurs. Ici, c'est Mélissa. Je fais partie de l'équipe AMI en tant que chargée des programmes ou Program Manager. Ça a été une grande joie de vous voir rebondir et vous adapter stratégiquement à la situation qui n'a pas été facile pour plusieurs. Alors, je vous souhaite un très joyeux Noël et tous mes meilleurs vœux pour l'année 2021. Bye bye, à bientôt.
Bonjour très chers amis de AMI. Je m'appelle Patrick Kyusa et je fais partie de l'équipe à Kigali, au Rwanda. Et je voulais prendre ce petit moment pour vous souhaiter de bonnes fêtes de fin d'année 2020 et pour vous dire que voilà, ça a été une année pas très facile pour les entrepreneurs, pour les business autour du monde. Et nous espérons que l'année 2021 va...
Hello, this is Diedrich from AMI Rwanda. I wanted to wish you very happy holidays, and also I wanted to do that on behalf of Pete, who is our resident monkey. Enjoy your holidays and continue to thrive next year and improve upon your businesses.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from AMI.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy what? Happy what?
Silent night, holy night. I'm so ready for the Christmas holidays. Are you? I'm very excited. I feel like there's a particular sort of peace and love that is hovering around, and it's been a very long year. We've got to learn so many lessons, so many things have happened, so many experiences, and it was great having you in the Thrive community where we got to know each other and interact with each other.
Hi there, Thrive community. This is Tom, the Director of Marketing and Communications for the African Management Institute. Just sending you a big happy holidays, happy new year from Kenya. And I know that 2020 has been a tough year, but together 2021 is going to be even greater. So we're looking forward to great things for the Thrive community in 2021. And we wish you and all yours the best in the year to come.
Bonne année, bonne année, bonne année, bonne année, bonne année, bonne année. Bonjour, c'est Elvin du Rwanda, Kigali. L'équipe African Management Institute vous souhaite ses meilleurs vœux pour 2021. Nous vous souhaitons une nouvelle année pleine de santé, de découvertes, de richesse et de vitalité pour pouvoir faire germer des nouvelles idées, booster la collaboration de vos équipes et surtout prospérer.
Hi, my name's Rebecca. I'm the co-founder and CEO of AMI, and I want to wish all of our Thrive family across Africa a very Merry Christmas. I hope you have a really well-earned break with your family and friends, and a huge congratulations for making it through this crazy year. You are all heroes. Happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Cook, Chairman of AMI. And it is my absolute joy and privilege to wish all the members of the Thrive community a holiday season that is both restful and restorative as we get ready for the best year ever in 2021. Be well.
So much love, hey?
Yeah, we couldn't feature all 60 of our staff, so we just picked a few people. Yeah.
Guys, I just want to say thank you, and I want to wish you a safe and happy holiday wherever you are. Remember to just chill, relax, and just take it as it comes. Good night.
Yeah. So, guys, we've come to the end of Africa Thrive Live. We've been your hosts, Irene Okoye and Naomi Kirungu. It's been such a pleasure to have you guys as our co-hosts and our audience throughout this year. So take a moment and go to the comment section and just wish everyone a happy holidays. We'll see you all in January, and we are delighted and pray that you enjoy your break. And we are really delighted to celebrate you as our heroes. So take care and
bye.
Bye-bye.